Jujutsu Kaisen has ended. After 6 years and 271 chapters later, we finally got to see the final chapter. And honestly, I'm so happy it's over. I'll explain why. Today I was thinking, why don't we do a little deep dive on the series? Let's talk about the really high highs and the incredibly low lows that this manga had to offer. This video is obviously going to contain spoilers for the Jujutsu Kaisen manga, and it's gonna have opinions. That's right, I'm not gonna sugarcoat what I say. I'm gonna tell you what I truly feel about this series. And it might be a little controversial, I don't know. Let's start off with the concept of the series. I think it's pretty solid. I know early on, a lot of people compared this series to Naruto, with the MC having a demon inside of them, the mentor figure being a white-haired dude. The main trio consists of 2 guys and a girl. But thankfully, this series wasn't just a Naruto clone. Unless we for some reason get Jujutsu Kaisen Shippuden, that would be crazy. Quick question, would you guys want that to even happen though? Personally, no. The idea of our main character, after consuming all 20 of Sukuna's fingers, the cursed demon that resides inside of him, we were just gonna have this dude executed? That was insane. And I thought pretty creative. A pretty unique and darker twist on the classic shonen story. Early on, this was the thing that really had me hooked on Jujutsu Kaisen. I was really curious, is the MC actually gonna die at the end? Anyway, look, I'm not too upset about it. I think as the series progressed, I just slowly stopped caring about that overarching plot line. And that's mainly because I started caring about the side characters even more. For me, this was one of my favorite aspects of the Jujutsu Kaisen story. I just started liking these characters a lot more than Yuji. Actually, I honestly don't really think I ever fully cared about Yuji, but still, I was so much more invested in the lives of all these other people. Nanami, Toji, Geto, Todo, Maki, Nobara, Mahito, Jogo, Yuta, Panda, and who could forget Gojo. These were characters I genuinely really enjoyed reading about. The characterization some of these side characters got was truly something really good. It is a shame though that our main character never got this level of treatment. The most notable of all the side characters in the series was Gojo. He was the biggest blessing and curse to this series. Gojo is popular, I don't need to tell you that, but I think he is way too popular. It's to the point where the series started focusing a lot on him. Like, way too much on him. He's a character that I figured was going to get a lot of attention. I mean, just in the way he was introduced to the story, you could kind of tell that he was someone that was gonna stick around, but still, he got so much of the story dedicated to him. He got multiple arcs revolving around him. He got a proper backstory, which the main character and the main villain of the story never got. He was genuinely the most fleshed out character in Jujutsu Kaisen, and he had the most flesh on screen. The most we got to see him die. I like this panel a lot. As Gojo's popularity grew, which was really great for the series, Itadori kind of just got left in the shadows of it all. And honestly, dude, after Sukuna left Itadori's body, I just personally didn't really see an appeal in Itadori's character anymore, and I feel like the author felt the same way. We're gonna get into it, but first, I'm just gonna come on the record and say I think the manga peaked at the Shibuya arc, and it slowly started going downhill from there. Let's talk about that final arc. Man, what was that thing, dude? This was the thing we were all excited for. We were finally gonna get to see Sukuna let loose and see how all of the other characters were gonna deal with him. This arc went on for way too long. It started off pretty good though. Gojo is back, released from the prison realm, and he is stepping up to the plate to fight Sukuna. Dude, I'm so excited to see this battle animated. It is gonna look so cool, especially when we see Gojo's death. I'm so excited to see that. Which, by the way, I would never understood why this event was so shocking to people. I always saw Gojo's death as something that was inevitable. Like, it had to happen. It just made too much sense. You got a character that is the strongest in the verse and keeps outshining everyone. What should we do? Kill him. He is literally the first one that's gonna fight Sukuna. And imagine he beat Sukuna in the 1v1. Wouldn't that have been the most anticlimactic battle we've ever seen? Yes? So what's the solution? Have Gojo die in the 1v1. And also, do you want to know how to add stakes to the ending of your story? Kill the strongest character and force the rest of your characters to have to step up to the plate so that they can try to figure out how to kill the person that killed the strongest in the series. Pretty much, killing off Gojo from a plot perspective just made way too much sense. And then the author spends the next 30 chapters having every character who has ever taken a breath in Jujutsu Kaisen come and fight Sukuna in a 1v1. This was the lamest part of the entire manga. Legit, for months, all this manga was this. Alrighty, Sukuna needs to be defeated. So, introducing Fork Man. He's the strongest four-pronged Fork Man's dead. Thankfully, Knife Man is here, and he has taken his place with his strong cutting ability. He should be able to slice the... Knife Man is dead.
But Spoon Man is here, and Spoon Man's gonna be able to,
The mangaka literally went through character after character after character, having fight after fight after fight. Some of them were only a chapter long. It just really killed the hype for me. It wasn't all bad. There was a moment of hope. Yuta Kotsu appeared in Gojo's body, ready to rematch Sukuna. That was so cool. And then nothing happened. All this stuff was just lame. It was a giant waste of time. At this point, all we really wanted to see was Itadori become the main character of the series and actually step up to the plate and fight Sukuna himself, which he finally did. And I'll tell you, a part of me was again kind of excited to see what this was gonna amount to. Itadori steps up to the plate and he activates his domain expansion. Holy crap, what is Itadori's domain gonna be? People have been theorizing online for months that it could be something involving an individual souls. Maybe you'll get pulled into a boxing arena where it's just gonna be a hand-to-hand fist fight. But no, it wasn't. Look, I thought it was a unique twist having Itadori's domain expansion being something other than enhancing the battle itself. But wow, this dude's domain expansion was literally just having a conversation, right? That was it? Anyway, after he activates his domain expansion, we read a couple more chapters. Itadori defeats Sukuna, Megumi, and surprisingly Nobara is alive and chilling, and they're gonna make it to the end of the story. Which now, let's talk about the final couple of chapters, because they, well, they kind of suck. A lot of it revolves around the remaining characters talking about the aftermath of the battle. I personally didn't really care for these chapters just because I already felt so burnt out from the Sukuna battle itself that I just wanted to finally move past it all. Maybe you enjoyed these chapters. I didn't. Nobara, Megumi, and Itadori are back together as a team, which is cool. All they're doing is just going back to the same old stuff of defeating curses. Mahito and Sukuna, for whatever reason, have one final conversation, which actually was kind of surprising, kind of cool. I was not expecting this at all. Sukuna surprisingly tells Mahito that he's changed his ways. He says that maybe he should go down a different path. Are we sure that that's like the direction you want to take Sukuna at the very end of the story? I just didn't think this was gonna happen, and I don't know why it did. What was this decision? We also get to see Gojo again, which of course, we get to see a flashback where he has a conversation with Yuji, and he pretty much tells them to forget about Gojo and that they should focus on progressing and becoming stronger than Gojo themselves. Honestly, this kind of feels like they're setting up a sequel series. Jujutsu Kaisen Shippuden is incoming. Also, at the end of the chapter, we see that there's one final Sukuna finger. What is that about? This series, in my eyes, was honestly kind of a mess, and I'm pretty happy it's over. I think the manga itself as a whole was pretty decent, but I just think it kind of ran out of ideas after Shibuya, and I'd much rather prefer having a mangaka realizing that fact and ending his story instead of trying to drag it on just to make more money. Jujutsu Kaisen has left its mark on the anime and manga world, and now that it's over, people are gonna start searching for that next big thing to take its place, and I'm kind of curious what it's gonna be. Subscribe and go watch some of my other videos. Bye, guys.